Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. Alright, this time, I promise, we're going to annex the Baltic protectorates. I'm going to do that right now so that we don't wind up with a situation on our hands. So they got a 75% chance of saying yes. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm for that. I don't think anyone's going to stand in our way here. And let's see if they say yes. They did. Beautiful. So, that means we got a bunch more authority from that. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's go ahead and incorporate these territories. We're already incorporating South Livonia, but Courland... Oh, and Kaunas. Alright, so these are all together. So what do we... So first of all, let's go ahead and reset production methods. Huh. Ah, it's the boats. Hmm. I think some of these are a part of actually having set up the things. We want them. Okay, that needs to be there. Do I still need this road maintenance here? Oh, yes I do, apparently. Oh, right. I was going to change up the production methods of my railways, and I freaking didn't. So hold up. Before we do this, let's take a quick run at that. Because I got the production method that unlocks steam train. This is going to cost more coal, unless... It's not actually going to cost less wood. I don't know why the thing thinks that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead with that, and then we're going to go ahead to steel passenger carriages. I think that's going to make these overall a lot more productive. So this means they're generating 25 infrastructure each. So let's take a look at the ones in Dagestan and see if they're... Okay, so they're still getting fully employed. They're producing 22 infrastructure. And that means... No, we still need more. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and queue in 2 more levels here. I'm going to throw those in at the top. And those are going to take a long, long time, but that's okay. Okay, so I do still need that decree there. France is going after air. I probably don't need to be involved in that. Something going on in Mecklenburg, I can ignore that. Denmark is having a fascist uprising. Nobody seems interested in being involved with me over here, so we'll just go ahead and hit declare neutrality on that. And then this is Isak, a peasant revolt in Isak, which is over here. Anyone want to be my... Anyone want to be my protectorate? No. Alright. It's always fun to get protectorates via diplomatic play, so... Try to kind of involve myself in that. What's interesting, French East Africa controls all this territory. Alexander Putyatin. Okay, if we... Okay, it'd be 38 infamy to steal Portugal from Spain. So I guess that investment agreement wasn't all that useful, but that's alright. So now Serbia's Liberty Desire is going down. Very good. How has that annexation... Okay, so the annexation has affected the cohesion of my power block. But other than that... We're doing pretty well. We're doing just fine on subjects. Everyone's going down in Liberty Desire. Romania especially. Very good. Sindh is going up. Why is Sindh going up? Let's see. Okay. I think I need to increase relations with them, first of all. And that should be fine. So that should sort that out over time. And I should get involved in their economy. So, they got one state. They're out of arable land, so... They're in our market. So what is valuable in our market that I could have built here? Certainly engines. Engines are a good thing to build. Do I have another production method for my motor industries? I don't. Alright, let's go ahead and build up some motor industries in Sindh. I should have used the other interface, because this one makes it look like the game's gonna crash. It's not gonna, but it makes it look like it's gonna. And we'll go ahead and build a railway there as well. And we'll throw those in. We'll throw in the railway at the top of the queue. Prussia's damaging relations. Prussia. Why is everyone in Europe mad at us? All we did was annex the Baltics. I know why Scandinavia is mad. We're rivals anyway. But France is pleased. Great Britain is not doing great. We are rivals, so that's not shocking. Austria is solid. Italy is alright. Let's improve relations with Italy a bit more. And then, are we rivals with the USA? I feel like we are. Yes, we are. We're rivals with the USA. Bilaterally. Evangelizing. In Canada. Great Britain. What is going on with you? Great Britain went to state religion. Oh, that's curious. That's very curious. I guess they're building kind of a devout capture state. Who are you? Emperor Robert Stewart. Oh my goodness, the Stuarts are back in charge. Excuse me. Aristocratic revolt in Sichuan. Well, that is probably not going to be a problem. We'll go ahead and mobilize the 4th Corps. Pop them over on this front. There is a little secondary front. Oh, I was going to create some small armies to do coastal defense. So let's go ahead and do that. For some reason, I've got a 10th Russian army. Again, this keeps happening, and I'm not sure why. Let's see. This guy's a cruel offensive planner. We'll put him in charge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few levels of skirmish infantry. Not too many. Mostly just rounding up to round numbers here. So that's 11 levels. Let's go up a few more to 15. And then we'll do 10 levels of artillery, I think. Yeah, a couple more. And 10th Russian Army, we're going to rename this as 1st Coastal Defense Force. And let me see, do we have automatic mobilization options? Let's take a look here. No, we do not. Alright, so let's pop those on. Oh, I can go to field hospitals with an opium input. Yeah, I think that's probably right. Let's go ahead and swap those over. Now that's going to cost us significantly more opium. Oh, 4th Corps was mobilized. Well, that's alright. I don't really have an enormous fear of actually losing this war in Sichuan. Alright. Oh my goodness. They have quite a force. Got a bunch of battalions. Where are all these battalions coming from? Is someone else involved in this? Who's involved? Nobody. They're foreign agitators. Alright, hold on. Let's get the 5th Corps in this as well. Alright. Now, I'm going to create another... So, First Coastal Defense Force. How do I change your HQ? So the home HQ, this one's going to be based in Finland. And then we're going to create a second Coastal Defense Force that's going to be based in up around here. So, armies, create army. Arctic Russia. We need a leader, Paul von Rennenkampf. Offensive planner, but he's reckless. I don't want a reckless guy. Reckless is very, very bad for commanders. And we're just going to do the same thing here. So we'll throw... we'll do 15 battalions from Pskov. And 10 from Vitebsk. And this will be our second Coastal Defense Army. Coastal Defense Force. And then finally, I think we're going to put one in Ukraine. Army, Dnieper region. Let's see, Grand Duke Nicholas Romanov. Oh, you're very good. You seem like the right person for this. And we'll just do the same overall army design here. And we'll put most of these battalions over in the west. Alright, and how do we... I'm actually going to probably put these at the top, because these are going to build really fast. So I'm just going to throw all these at the top of the construction queue. This is going to kind of take... It's not going to take as long as it should, but it's going to take forever to move them all to the top of the construction queue. So we'll go ahead and do that quickly, and then I'm going to grab these two railways and that fertilizer plant and put them up at the top. And that way those armies will get created in good order and it won't be a problem. Alright, now we can let this war kind of go. Nobody seems interested in getting involved. Our, Hey, there's the rubber mastication technology. That's wonderful. It leads to aniline and vulcanization, which will eventually be very useful. For the moment, obviously, they're not enormously important, but they are good for now. Ooh. And then expand the rubber industry journal entry. Goldfields depleted in Kamchatka. The rich mineral deposits in Kamchatka have been drained. Mines are being shuttered, and all the prospectors who moved in are beginning to drift away in search of the next big strike. I'm going to do the same thing I always do, which is say I cannot just let them leave. And then, of course, that means I'm going to queue in more gold mines. I got an overwhelming abundance of gold mines, friends, and I'm pretty stoked about it. I don't know why France isn't building up its gold mines in Sambas. Maybe I'll build France some gold mines in Sambas. How about that? Build up my allies. Help them out. Actually, I have access to Burma right now. I could turn Burma into... Oh, Burma's a French protectorate. Never mind. What about Dainam? Are you a protectorate, Dainam? Let's be friends. Proposed investment agreement. I could do it for a Scooby snack, by which I mean an obligation. Oh, I could start funding lobbies. Well, that's fun. Oh, goodness. I have a secession. I have a Croatian secession movement. But that's such a shame. I love having a port on the Adriatic. Alright, I'm going to have to deal with that eventually, but not right now. We will go ahead and mobilize the Third Corps for the eventual invasion there. Secessionist Manifesto. A manifesto laying out the arguments for Croatian independence has started to spread in Russia. Should this sort of thing be illegal? It's not arguing for an armed revolution. Croatian independence could be an entirely peaceful process. However, I will say this. If such a revolution comes, this is what they'll be shouting from the barricades. Start a propaganda campaign to counter these arguments. 5% of Croatian pops in Russia become more loyalist. That's pretty solid. Burn the manifesto. This costs us 10% authority. Burn the manifesto. 10% of Croatian pops in Russia become more loyalist. minus 5% authority. It feels like burning it just seems flatly better. Or pay it no mind, 10% become more radical. I'm going to burn the manifesto. It doesn't seem like there are any downsides to this compared to this main one, unless I want Croatian independence, which I don't necessarily. So, we'll burn it. Are things down bad in Dalmatia? They are. I need to incorporate this territory. Oh, heck, I didn't even realize. We'll incorporate Montenegro as well. Oh, things are really bad here. Gosh and also golly. What's going on over here? We need to have ourselves some industry. Let's build a fertilizer plant. ABBFP. Always be building fertilizer plants. Alright, force comparisons here are looking rock solid. Probably didn't need to... Hey, there we go. Perfect. Still, there is a Croatian Secession that I think is still building up. If I'm wrong, don't correct me. Yes, it is going up. Alright, well, it is what it is. I can afford to fight that. At least that'll reduce the number of radicals in the area, which will reduce turmoil. Is this state... Do I have complete control of this state? I do. Interesting. How much leverage have I got over Montenegro? Because I would like to unite Montenegro. Let's see here. Power block. Are they already in my power block? They are. Let's subjugate them. That would be cool. Let's do it. It's going to cost a lot of cohesion. That's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and grant them control over Montenegro. There we go. And that'll get us started on uniting Montenegro. So how does that... They're a little short on market access, which is unfortunate. I will need to build up a railway. And I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to slow down these barracks and pull that up to the front of the queue. So this is going to take a lot of weeks, but that's all right. Let's do a decree. Let's do a decree. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of events. Let's do a decree for road maintenance, just to make sure that that gets built as fast as possible. So, a foreign manifesto, Ingria. The recently translated works of Charles Horse have become popular within the movement to enact cultural exclusion. The relationship has developed to the point of Charles Horse openly endorsing the movement. So Charles Horse is a jingoist agitator from the Liberian trade unions. And for a whole large class, there is no other end, especially for a nation so eminently practical as the Russian. The great thing is to get the working class to move as a class, that once obtained, they will soon find the right direction, and all who resist will be left out in the cold with small sects of their own. Our struggle is an international one, 10% extra support for this, or these foreign interference ought to be punished. This is going to make the intelligentsia big mad. Does that matter to me? Not really. Get mad. Cry harder, baby. Kalati talent. We see an opportunity to call in the obligation Kalat owes us by requesting the service of one of their commanders, Mohammed Bedini. He's a reformer, wrathful, stalwart defender, grifter. He doesn't seem that great. Not everyone is afforded the opportunities they deserve in their home country. We are an ambitious nation, one that could make better use of the skills than they ever could. Just what our military needs, or the obligation is worth more than the skills of one man. I'm going to go with the second one, because I don't need to worry about that. Problematic policing. Police officers in uniform have been discovered supporting the Prussian-Russian Fellowship. Excuse me. I said it completely wrong. The Russian-Prussian Fellowship, actively while on duty. Lowering public confidence in the police force. A resident of Kolyma comments on members of the police force patrol that walk in pristine uniforms with a hint of arrogance in their gait. Disdain drops from the onlooker's voice. These officers think highly of themselves. They carry out errands for the Russian-Prussian Fellowship and accept their gifts. They ignore their duty to the people of Kolyma. As long as everyone is discreet, there's no harm. Relations with Prussia improves, or means to restore the public's confidence. And this one causes 5% of pops in Kolyma to be radical, or we need to restore the public's confidence. Appeasement -1, 5% of pops in Kolyma become more radical. So let's take a quick look at Kolyma and make sure that they're not completely goofed with turmoil or anything like that. They aren't, so, well, it'd be nice to get more loyalists. What's the population here? Oh, it's very low. As long as everyone's discreet, there's no harm. We'll improve relations with Prussia. So there's a situation going on in the Ottoman Empire, an Ausen uprising. So that's where? Oh, over here. Oh, interesting. Oh, no, that's against Egypt. So, that's an interesting option. Relations with Egypt are good. But I could always use a friend in the area. I would love it if I could get Egypt as a protectorate, actually, through this, this thing. So, Egypt. You would not accept anything. Austen Uprising would only accept a trade agreement. Alright, well, it is what it is. Yegor Lazarov. Ooh, Intelligentsia. Crisis of Identity. What is this? Reduced assimilation. Oh, that's really interesting. That's a special Russian one. Well, I was about to comment that our finances were not so solid, but our finances are rock solid at this point. Spain, are we rivals or something? It's been a while since I've been... They want to improve relations. How much influence are we getting from this? That's alright. That's alright. We can live with that. We got something going on in Hesse. I probably don't need to be involved in that. And Great Britain is doing a thing in Montenegro too. Hey, there's the Croatian secession. Alright, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and let's take a look at the army composition over here. Yeah, I got one barracks. I'm not super worried about that. We'll go ahead and mobilize the 4th Corps. And we'll station them in Ukraine to make that happen as quickly as possible. We've got an oil strike event. The discovery of oil and perm is causing people to flock to the state, hoping to find jobs in this booming industry. Gold, silver, diamonds? For what? Trinkets and finery for the gentry, glamour to hide that their time is past. Listen, my friend, nostalgia may be gilded, but the future runs on oil. I'm going to get this event a million times. I don't remember if I've gotten it previously, but I'm always going to say encourage this trend. Oil is the future. This gives 2 years of 50% extra migration attraction and 50% increased oil industry employees. The other option is 25% for each of those, and then there will be an oil rush subsides event in 5 years. So I'm going to encourage this trend. Oil is the future. That's what I always do. Let's take a look at... Alright, beautiful. And we are finished out with all our barracks. So those will get hiring pretty soon. And that'll help us do everything we need to do. And this way, if Britain shows up with a bunch of small naval invasions, I can just counter them with these small armies. Right? These coastal defense forces. Oh, I need to call this one the 3rd Coastal Defense Force. 3rd Coastal Defense Force. Confirm. There's oil in Uralsk as well. I'm going to go ahead and declare neutrality on this one. This situation, nothing to get involved in here in Congo. this. And Hesse. Is Hesse anywhere near the sea? No. Alright. I can't get involved in this. So we'll go ahead and be neutral there as well. Prussia, are you trying to turn me into a rival? Because I don't want us to be rivals. So that's interesting. There are only a few great powers left. I wonder if as my prestige gets higher, it sets a floor for being considered a great power. I think it does. I think you need to have at least 20% of the prestige of the highest ranking great power in order to become a great power. I think that's why this is going the way it goes. So that's really interesting. Quite curious. Alright, we've got a City of Plenty event in Tambov. The most prominent members of Tambov high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone, the noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life when we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset, kids play with bricks, smoke blends with the clouds, and a distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. So there are two ways you can handle this event. You can say let them celebrate, which just gives us 10% more loyalists among the upper and middle strata. Or we can say the party will never end. The party will never end is a little bit of a bet. That's 25% more loyalists, but increases the minimum standard of living for the upper strata in the area. I'm always going to pick this second one because upper strata have absurdly high standard of living, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to say the party will never end. So Tambov is over here. Our population here, the standard of living for the upper strata is 25. Their minimum expected is 19. So even, and I think it just went up because I think if we check an adjacent state, oh, maybe it didn't. Well, it's about to go up, but even so, it's going to go up to 22, but it's currently 25. So like, I'm very, very confident in my ability to retain a high standard of living under those circumstances. So, let's see. Do we still have a truce with the Ottoman Empire? We do. We do for another 9 months. So after that happens, I'm going to look at opportunities to kind of start breaking off more pieces here, because I think that's going to be valuable for us. Is Arabistan, is Muhammara, you're my dominion. I'm going to reduce your autonomy. You kind of properly should be part of Persia. Or no, you can't be part of Persia because you're a different type of, puppets of one country can't have their own subject states, I believe, is the thing that I just kind of blew past, but that is the actual answer to that. There's a little disruption in my color here, so I think the only way to deal with that is to reduce Kalat's autonomy, but for the moment, we've got the end of the nihilist movement. The rigorous suppression of the nihilist movement has finally borne fruit, as the word nihilism becomes nothing but an obscenity once more. Your worst sin is that you have destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing. They were more trouble than they had any right to be. Intelligentsia weaker and happier, extra authority, extra production research speed, extra political strength of academics, or use this to reassert our control over the academia, 10% of academics more loyal. I don't need the authority. I'm going to get the weaker and happier intelligentsia regardless. So we'll go with the second one. Get some more loyal academics. Alright, so what I was doing was reducing Kalat's autonomy. And I don't think that's going to really have an impact on any of my other subjects. It'll be an issue for Sindh, but we'll work on that. Are they isolated from our thing? From our market? Doesn't seem like it. But it'll be nice to have a land border. So we decrease their autonomy. We'll go ahead and do it. And now we're green all the way through here. And that means Macron is... okay, is still... is still a subject of Kalat. Perfect. Alright, we're good to go. And there's oil in Uralsk once again. And do we still have a truce with Scandinavia? We don't. So realistically, what if... I can't do this because I'm in the middle of another event? Okay, alright, so I need to get this diplomatic play into a war first, and then we'll be able to go where we want to go in Scandinavia. So basically I'm going to let this kick off, and then we'll sort of see what happens over there. I think Prussia is very likely to intervene. We might bring Austria in on the other side. So, first things first, let's get the 4th Corps doing a naval invasion. And then we'll look at our options. So, conquering Norrland would be 12.5 infamy. Conquering northern Norway would be 8.7. So actually, these are pretty reasonable demands in terms of infamy. I could actually get away with this. So which do I want to be the primary? I think Norrland should be the primary. There's a lot of resources there that I want to be able to use. So we'll go ahead, hit the conquer button. They will not accept. A bunch of people might get involved. Do they have allies? Defensive pacts with New Grenada, Belgium, and the USA. Between those, only the USA concerns me. And Great Britain I've got a truce with, so I don't believe they can side against me and stuff right now. So yeah, we're going to do it. Nope. This one. Give me Norrland. There's the diplomatic play. And we'll add a wargle on northern Norway. Do I want to put that in the primary? It's 4 more infamy. I can't do it. And we'll mobilize our armies. Let's go ahead and do a full mobilization. Again, I don't think we'll need a full mobilization, but I think we'll need a substantial mobilization. And now that I've got a lot of forces that I can bring to bear, I'm overall pretty confident in my ability to win this. Let's go ahead and bring a couple of our armies from Central Asia over. I don't have anybody way over in the west. So we'll go ahead and kick that off. We're in actually June, which means we're closing in on the end of the episode at this point. But I think we'll let this diplomatic play go maybe until the countdown to war. At the Baskin uprising, not a great time for that. So let's go ahead and pull. I know I just created these coastal defense armies, but let's go ahead and put one of them over here to deal with the situation in Alaska. So who wants to get involved? USA and Belgium almost assuredly will. We've already got Kalat and Sindh in the situation. Oh, there's another front over here. Goodness, I didn't even realize these were 2 separate fronts. Yep, USA backs Scandinavia. That's not shocking. And we'll go ahead and put the 8th Russian Army over here. Now, what kind of mobilization potential does the USA have? They can potentially put a lot of battalions in here, but I think I'm still going to win this. We'll put the 9th Army on here as well. 9th Army needs another leader. Let's see, you're an offensive... you're reckless. You're good. Direct supply requisitions expert. You seem ideal. I thought Great Britain wasn't going to be able to side with them, but apparently they are. So we'll go ahead and pull in our allies. Where's France? France bail out of this thing? Is France not involved? That's a tragedy. Oh wait, no, it's not this one. It's the other one. Whew! France, my buddy. You want Sindh. Aren't we allies? Oh, we're only defensive pact allies. Well, heck it. You can have Sindh. And France is aligned with me. I can pull Austria in with a call ally. I can pull Prussia in with a transfer subject. You want Finland? I'm not going to give you Finland. Heck no. And we'll pull Austria in as well. So now, I think we're going to put the 5th Corps over here in Africa to defend against Great British invasion over there. And now the only threat is if Bengal gets involved, but I don't think Bengal is going to get involved. Excellent. Alright, so Croatia is sorted. These 2 Russian armies can go. And the... hold up. 4th Corps we will put down here. Force comparisons are still looking very good on these main fronts over here, so I'm feeling pretty confident in my ability to win this. Meanwhile, my situation in Alaska is a little bit complicated, but I think it's going to be fine. Something is going on in Denmark. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Majertine can't be bothered to be involved in this. Situation with the Trucial states can't be bothered to be involved. Austria is improving relations. That's fun. Denmark is having a peasant revolt. I could get a state in exchange for this, but I think it's not going to matter. Is Sokoto Denmark's overlord or something? No, they're just in a defensive pact. I don't think they can get anybody there, so I don't think it's not going to be that big of a deal anyway. I could get Greenland. Would it be useful to me to get Greenland? Probably not. Would it be fun to me to get Greenland? Definitely yes. I'm doing it. I don't know how that's going to affect things. Let me quickly... Okay, I'm going to let one more week go by and then pause my construction queue, because right now I've got a lot of fertilizer plants being produced that I do need to get built, and then after that I need to slow it up because I'm building too much stuff, and I don't have really enough money to do all of that. Oh, I've got an undefended front somewhere. The Gabon South Cameroon front. That's France. I don't need to worry about that. That front's too French for me to worry about. I'm worrying about Scandinavia. Got a gold rush in Arkhangelsk. It's mine. It's all mine. Doing the same thing as I always do. Athabascan situation is popping off. My army is not quite there yet. Let's go ahead and grab the Pacific Fleet and move them over here just to make sure that I don't wind up in a situation over there. Alright, there's that. And this is taking its sweet time escalating, but I think we're actually going to be golden. This is a large British army getting underway. Oh, interesting. So force comparison on the northern side here is not that good. So I'm going to swap these units over to defense. And we're going to have the second corps raise its conscripts. And the first corps as well. It's going to be a very high cost, but it'll be worth it. We're going to kind of see how this goes. I should have brought my major fleet over to here. That was dumb. I should have been smarter about that. We'll put this fleet over here near Britain just to do its thing. And Austria is improving relations. Okay, I don't know how that fleet got there so fast, but it's fine. Let me see, does this corps have conscripts? It doesn't. But a couple of these do. You know what? We'll do it. We'll raise them. Better safe than sorry. It's only money. We'll have plenty of time after the war finishes out to be able to do what we want to do. There's the fight. Sindh left the Rossiyskaya Imperia. That's okay. You're gonna be French soon, Sindh. It's gonna be tragic. This whole my color scheme around here, wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. That's alright, though. And we are defending here in the north. We are winning our defensive battles here in the north. That's good. We've got these armies increasing in size as time goes on, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that. And we are attacking here in the southern side of the front with victories. So hopefully that will be just fine. These two armies are done doing what they're doing. They're going to go to the front in Central Africa. And I'm going to put this one over here. There's the Danish Peasant Revolt. I don't know how that war is going to... I don't know how we're going to cross Sokoto with them being, I think, on the other side of us? No, they're on the same side as us. Alright, well, that's fine. That's just fine. That'll be just fine. How is this not a front? Is French East Africa not involved? I guess they're not. And Greenland is isolated. I can't believe Denmark had Greenland this whole time and never built a port there. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. We actually are winning on the northern side, it turns out. Force comparison's looking better there, and we are winning an attack here. Let's increase the game speed a bit. Gosh darn it. Yes, trade agreement with Austria, absolutely. So our situation in Athabasca has gone bad. I had an army that was on its way over there. Where are they? Fourth Corps, where are you? How did you get over here? No, it wasn't them. It was Third Coastal Defense Force, I think. They've made their way back to Europe. Alright, so that's extremely unfortunate. We're going to have to naval invade. This is going to take forever. Hopefully it'll be fine. But I don't have war support protection, so we're going to see how that goes. I may need to just conquer that territory back later on. See, that's very frustrating. I don't like that, because these guys shouldn't have been able to get back there the way they did. And I think they were only able to because they were doing it via error handling, which I don't like. Because they shouldn't be able to get there just by error handling. That's not cool. North Sea interest activated. Pretty sure I had a North Sea interest activated before. What's Prussia trying to do over here? Prussia's trying to make Hohenzollern into a protectorate, which they used to be at one point. Alright, we've got two events. One called Police Brutality and one Ever-Increasing Influence. But I think we're actually... Wow, we're way over time for one episode. So that's going to be all we've got for today. I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I'll see you on the other side.